Google was quiet for months while OpenAI and Anthropic kept shipping. Tonight, they came back with a new model, agents, and a video tool all in one keynote. So, is Google back? Well, sort of. And the reason it's only sort of comes down to one thing that wasn't on stage today. So let's get into it. First up, the new model Google launched today is Gemini 3.5 Flash, which if you're not familiar with, their Flash variant models are basically faster models that are really supposed to compete with the frontier models by producing high quality results, obviously in a faster time. Which sounds like marketing until you see what actually is happening at the moment. 3.5 Flash outperforms Gemini 3.1 Pro on almost every single benchmark Google showed. The smaller, cheaper, faster model is now beating the older, bigger one. It also hit 76% on terminal bench and made a notable jump on GDP val, which measures real economically useful work. The speed is the actual story here though. Google put it on the artificial analysis chart against GPT 5.5 and Cloud Opus 4.7, and 3.5 Flash sits in the top right by itself, which basically means frontier level intelligence, 4 times faster output than the other frontier models. For a while, you had to pick between what was smart and what was fast, but that gap is kind of narrowing a lot. Then the price. Google's claim is frontier level work at under half the cost of comparable models. They said if a company shifted 80% of its workload to 3.5 Flash, it could save over $1 billion a year. Obviously that's Google's math and it's in their interest to say it, but cheaper, faster, and good enough is hard to argue with for a lot of people. But the detail I keep coming back to, Google said internally they went from 500 billion tokens a day across their dev tools in March to more than 3 trillion a day now, doubling every few weeks. Their own engineers were leaning on it hard before they showed it to anyone else. It's also available today everywhere: Gemini app, AI mode in search, the API Antigravity, and 3.5 Pro is actually coming out next month, which matters for a reason I'll get to at the end. Then Google launched something called Antigravity 2.0. Now this is something that is probably going to get skipped by a lot of people or get overshadowed by 3.5 Flash launch, but Antigravity, if you're not familiar with, launched as Google's agent-first coding environment, basically a heavily AI-powered IDE. But version 2.0 takes out the IDE part completely and is transitioning into a standalone desktop app on macOS, Linux, and Windows built around running and managing agents instead of editing files. Here's what's actually in the new update. The main agent can spin up dynamic sub-agents to handle focused subtasks so the main context window stays clean and work runs in parallel. The tasks also run asynchronously, so one job is not going to block the agent. There's also a project model that replaces the old repository model, so agents can span multiple folders with their own permissions and their scheduled tasks, where you set a cron and the agent runs on a schedule without you prompting it every single time. Now here's the thing, none of what they launched is new. Claude Code shipped scheduled routines, background agents, and sub-agents through early of 2026. Codex also shipped its own command center desktop app back in February with parallel cloud sandboxes and background automations. So Google didn't really invent the agent orchestration desktop. It's matching a pattern Anthropic and OpenAI already set. What Google brings is its own angle. Antigravity 2.0 runs on 3.5 Flash, so the speed and cost story is what's really important here. The project model is a cleaner abstraction than the repo-locked approach most tools still use, and the Google ecosystem ties run deep. AI Studio Export, Firebase, Android is all wired in. In contrast, Codex leans on isolated cloud sandboxes and Claude Code leans on local execution and deep code-based context. Google's bet is their breadth across its own stack at flash speed. Google also demoed this the way only Google would. They claimed Antigravity 2.0 built the core framework of a working operating system in about 12 hours with 93 sub-agents for under $1,000 in compute. Then they ran Doom on it live, it failed on missing keyboard drivers, and then they had an agent write the drivers in real time until it worked. Staged demos are obviously staged demos, so take the 12-hour OS with salt. The point underneath it is that the orchestration is real. A few practical notes for you guys. There's a JSON hook format to control agent behavior and a new /command /goal, which runs to completion with no check-ins, which is something obviously Codex launched first. Then there's a /grillme, which makes the agent question you first. Then a /schedule1 to set the cron. And then there's a /browser, which explicitly controls browser use, because Google admitted that the agent wasn't reliable at deciding that itself. Voice input now does live transcription, and if you run the old Antigravity IDE, it auto-updates to 2.0 and asks if you want to keep the IDE. Google says developers should keep both and use both depending on the demand, but there's a new CLI and SDK alongside this too. In my opinion, the honest takeaway is this: Google is catching up to Claude Code and Codex on agent orchestration, and the differentiator that they're betting on is the model powering this, which is Gemini 3.5 Flash. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. Google also launched a new AI agent which they're calling Gemini Spark, which is basically a personal AI agent in the Gemini app that takes action for you under your direction. On its own, that's every AI assistant demo that we have seen over the last 3 years. But the two details that make it different: number one, it runs on a dedicated virtual machine on Google Cloud around the clock. Your laptop can be off, so it was never running on your machine in the first place. And once again, it's powered by 3.5 Flash and the Antigravity harness. That's the connection worth catching here, because the same agent engine Google built for developers also runs Spark for regular people. Spark also connects to Google's tools first, then third-party tools through MCP in the coming weeks. It's also rolling out to trusted testers this week, beta to Google AI Ultra subscribers in the US next week, but most people watching this won't touch this for a while. But the architecture is the announcement. Google wired its consumer assistant straight into its developer agent stack the same way it wired Antigravity into search. And here's the piece that ties the whole stack together for developers, which is manage agents in the Gemini API. The gist of this new update is that one API call spins up an agent that reasons, calls tools, runs code, and browses the web, all inside an isolated ephemeral Linux sandbox that Google hosts. It's the same Antigravity agent, which is running on 3.5 Flash, that powers everything else they showed you today. You don't actually have to manage the infrastructure or scaffold sandboxes. You make a call and you get a working environment back, and you can resume that session later with all the files and state still there. This is the direct answer to Codex. Codex's whole pitch was cloud sandboxes you delegate work to. Google just put the same capability behind a single Gemini API call on the cheaper, faster model. And the way you define a custom agent is pretty simple and similar to how others do it as well. You write an agents.md file and a skill.md file, which are plain markdown files, and register them as a managed agent. You don't have to worry about orchestration code. And also, the agent definition is a file you can version in Git like anything else. It's actually rolling out today in preview, today through the Gemini API and AI Studio, with templates in the playground, so you can actually start with building from zero. Enterprises also get this in private preview through the Gemini Enterprise Agent platform. The reason this matters more than it sounds is because Spark, Search Agents, Antigravity, and now anything you build all run on the same harness. Google isn't really selling 4 agent products, it's selling one agent engine with 4 different ways to enter it. And this API is the door for the people watching this channel. Google also launched something called Gemini Omni. Omni is able to take any input, image, text, video, audio, and generate a video out of it. The first model is Gemini Omni Flash and is rolling out today to the Gemini app, Google Flow, and YouTube Shorts. 2 things that stand out. The first is conversational editing. You can shoot a clip, then you can just talk to it to make your edits. You can say things like change the camera angle, dim the lights, and every single instruction you give builds on the last one, and the model keeps the characters consistent and the physics holding up across every single edit. The scene remembers what came before, so you're not going to be regenerating from scratch every single time. The second is grounding. Google's claim is Omni doesn't just render something that looks real, it's supposed to reason about what happens next using Gemini's actual world knowledge. The model being able to tap into actual world knowledge is going to matter for anyone making actual content with this. A model that understands physics and history and can explain a concept visually is going to be a different tool than a simple clip generator. The 2 honest caveats though: audio input is just starting with voice references only, and editing speech and audio in an existing video, Google says is still testing for safety reasons, so that capability is not here yet. Every single Omni video also carries a Synth ID watermark, which you can verify in the Gemini app, Chrome, and Search. So obviously that was just the first day of Google I/O. Tomorrow's another day, and I'll make another video just to keep up on anything new that comes out and if it's worth actually talking about. But if you just take a step back and look at everything that launched today, almost none of the things that Google launched today are new. The Cloud Agent Sandbox, Codex already did that. Scheduled background agents and sub-agents, Claude Code did that. And the 24/7 personal agent, that's the direction OpenAI and Anthropic have been pushing for a year. What Google shipped today is mostly Google catching up and doing it well with a cheaper, faster model powering it all through Gemini 3.5 Flash. This year, it felt like Gemini was losing some competitive edge, but it finally feels like that Google is competitive again on price, on speed, and the breadth of the AI stack. The question that actually matters is when they launch 3.5 Pro next month, are they going to become the frontier model at that point? That's the model that's going to determine if Google is done catching up and is actually setting the pace now. So today's verdict, Gemini is back in the fight. Whether it's back in the front, we will find out in a month or so. And I'll cover the Spark Beta and 3.5 Pro when they're actually usable. And if you guys want to see a video of me testing out Antigravity 2.0 or anything I talked about today, leave a comment below and I'll definitely cover it. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.